Very loud. All right, as we find a comfortable seat, maybe placing a bolster or blanket underneath our bottom, letting the hands rest face down on the thighs if you want some grounding, or face up if you would like some receiving. Maybe test it out and see which one feels best this morning. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose. And then open the mouth wide, sigh it out. Let's do that 2 more times. Long breath in through the nose. One more. Inhale. Oh, last bit of air out. Then take the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Bringing in that equal parts breath. We'll do 1 round of practice together. So inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. You can continue on your own at the 4 count or extend it to a count of 6 or 8. Just allow the connection to your breath to be long. To the bottom of the lungs. And exhale all the air out. Making it even. Feeling the forehead soften. Muscles around the eyes relax. The jaw softening. Maybe the tongue floats in the mouth. Shoulders softening away from the ears. Keeping your connection to your breath. As we find that rhythm of our breath, knowing we feel happier when we are moving in our own body's rhythm. And so as we practice today, being in awareness of our own body's rhythm. Keeping that connection to the breath throughout the practice. And just being aware when we are taking those short breaths into our chest to extend it long to the bottom of the lungs. Bringing in an intention for this practice today. Maybe it's a positive affirmation you've been working with, or you can fill in the blank I am. And whatever word or words come to mind, we'll use that today for your practice. Again, there's no wrong or right, just whatever arises for you. When you feel ready, you let that right ear fall toward the right shoulder. We're going to take a breath in. And then on the exhalation, bring the chin down toward the chest, letting it roll across to the other side. And just moving from one side to the other. Moving at your own pace. Eyes can be gently closed or gazing at one point on the floor. Just following the rhythm of your breath with this movement. And your ear makes its way back to the right side. Take 3 inhalations and exhalations here. You can even let that left hand fall down towards the mat. Feeling a little more sensation. As you exhale on that third breath, let the head roll to the other side. 3 more inhalations and exhalations. You finish up your third breath, coming back to center. Take your time. Just observing those sensations through the shoulders and the neck. Let's change the direction of those feet. So the feet, foot is nearest us, bringing the opposite out. And we'll place our hands on our shoulders. And we're just going to roll the shoulders, creating circles with our elbows, as big or as small as you would like. Even alternate if you would like. Begin to open up those shoulders. In the opposite direction. When you feel ready and even on both sides, you can place the palms face up on your thighs. Just feeling that energy prana flow through the body, maybe through the fingertips. As you feel ready, we'll open up those eyes. If you are sitting on a blanket, you aren't propped up your hips, you can release the blanket, come to a flat bottom. Let's bring those feet together. Let the heels and toes touch. Hands can rest on your ankles. Let that spine be nice and long. You can gaze at your toes or just let the eyes close. Noticing that sensation on the inside of the thighs. If you want a little more, you can. Hinge at the hips as you keep that spine nice and long, folding forward as much as the body will allow. Keeping the breath slow and long. When you feel ready, we'll gently come back up to a straight spine. If you're not already there, you may notice a little less sensation to those inner thighs. Take 2 more breaths here. Let's extend that right leg long and then bring the foot on the left foot onto the floor. Toes are pointed up, and then we're going to grab the opposite arm around that thigh as you place your left hand on the floor. You're going to gaze toward the side of your mat or over your shoulder as we're twisting at the navel. Toes can point up on that right foot. Knowing in these twists, we're wringing out any toxins in the body. As it is our first twist of the day, just be gentle in this. One more inhalation. Exhaling, releasing the twist. We'll bring both legs long. Palms face up on the thighs as you gaze at your toes or close the eyes, just to feel the effects of that twist in your body. We'll inhale the opposite foot to the floor or your right foot. Toes pointed up on the left as you wrap the opposite arm around that thigh. Placing your hand behind your back, right below your spine, as it helps prop your spine up even longer. Inhale. Exhale, twisting. Staying connected to your breath. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Extending both legs long. Palms we face up. We notice that natural rhythm of our breath as it extended long into our belly. Exhaling all the air out. We'll come on to our hands and knees as you feel ready. If you want to place a blanket underneath your knees, just for some extra cushioning, that's always an option. If you find that tabletop, let your fingers spread wide. Let your shoulders stack over the wrists, knees are under the hips. If you do have some wrist concern, you can always make fists with your hands. We're going to sweep the right hand up into the sky. Gaze at the fingertips as you exhale. Sweep your hand through your wrist and your knee as you lower the shoulder and the ear down to the floor. Knowing if you want a little more sensation, you can leave your hand here or extend it out in front of you. Wrap it around your back. Choosing what feels good in your body, but still staying connected to your breath. Take 2 more inhalations and exhalations here. When you're ready to release, we'll come back onto our hands. And just making sure that both shoulders are over the wrists. You may notice any sensations through that right side. And then inhale, sweep the opposite arm up into the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale. Release the hand through the wrist and the knee as you slowly lower your ear and your shoulder. And adjust the right hand out in front of you or around your back, or leave it just where it's at. Stay with your breath.
And we're twisting. So taking those full breaths in and full breaths out to release everything. Three more inhalations and exhalations here. Release that last breath as you bring both hands to a tabletop. And keep your toes on the floor. We're going to extend your right leg long as you press into the heel toward the back of your mat, opening. At the same time, pressing evenly into your palms. You can leave that foot on the floor as you're opening up the calf. So leave your toes on the floor. We'll release that knee back to the mat. And then extend the opposite leg out, keeping the toes on the floor as you press the heel down toward the mat. Pressing it out. Stay with your breath. Bring that knee back down. And then we're going to curl those toes as we bring our hips up into the sky into our Uddha Mukha Konasana, or downward facing dog. And maybe begin to pedal the heels out, bending one knee then the other as you're opening up the back side of the body even more. Moving nice and slow. We're going to shift the weight toward a plank. So your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Notice if your bottom feels up, it's still up in the air, so you can elongate those legs a little bit more. And then we're going to exhale back into our downward facing dog and then move in this motion. So inhaling into plank, exhale, downward facing dog. And then continue at your own pace. If you need to bring your knees down, that's always an option. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here. We meet in our downward facing dog. Take 1 full breath in through the nose. Sigh it out the mouth. Lower the knees down. Coming into a wide-legged child's pose, slowly lower those hips down to your heels. You can let the hands stack on top of each other or let the arms be long. Just let the forehead rest on your mat. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale into our tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 inhalations and exhalations here. Let the ears be by your shoulder or your biceps. Feel the heels soften toward the mat. They don't need to be touching, but just let them soften. And if you have a blanket on your mat, you're going to remove it as we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands. As we come into a forward fold, let your arms just dangle as you sway from side to side. Letting the crown of the head be parallel toward the earth. So make a micro bend in those knees if you need to. And to bring our hands to our shins, make our spine nice and long as we gaze a few inches out in front of us. Exhale, fold forward, bend into those knees. As you sweep your arms up and out on the inhalation, hands come up overhead. Exhale your hands down through heart center. Pause as you bring your hands down to your sides. This is our Tadasana or mountain pose. Feel your heels pressing into the earth. We're going to go through this half sun salutation. So we're going to inhale, sweep our arms up overhead. Slight back bend as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale the hands to the shins, make the spine nice and long. Exhale, folding forward again. Crown of the head is parallel toward the earth. Inhale, sweep the arms up and out overhead. Exhale the hands down through heart center. That's one full round. We'll do that again. Bring the hands down by the sides. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale the hands to the shins. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up and out overhead. Exhale the hands down through heart center. The hands rest by your sides. On your inhalation, sweep the arms up overhead. Slight back bend as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, sweep your arms up and out overhead. Continuing on your own, hands exhale down to your sides. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Continue on your own. Moving at your own pace. Let's do 2 more rounds on our own. When we're complete, we'll meet in our Tadasana, that mountain pose. Feel the heels softening into your mat. Shoulders soft. We're going to bend into those knees, coming into Utkatasana or chair pose. So you can bring your arms straight out in front of you or sweep the arms up towards your ears, whatever feels best in your body. Again, pressing into those heels. Feel that navel come to your spine. And in this, we'll notice as the body heat begins to rise. Notice if we can continue to keep our breath long and slow. Let the hips sink a slight bit deeper. And the exhalation, release the hands, release the legs. Pausing in our Tadasana. Keeping that breath long and slow as we keep that prana flowing through our body. I'm going to step our right foot back, parallel to the back of the mat. So coming into our Virabhadrasana 2. So we'll notice that front heel is in line with our back arch. Keeping both legs straight, place your hands on your hips. We're going to be gazing toward the front of your mat. Inhale, bend your front knee towards the toes. Exhale, straighten. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, stay here. Notice if this stance is wide enough for you, because you can always wiggle those back toes to widen your stance. You want your knee stacked over your ankle. Again, navel to spine. Sweep the arms out into a T, letting those shoulder blades come closer to your spine. As you're gazing at your front fingertips, stay connected to your breath.
Right pinky toes grounding into the mat. And let that back hand drop down toward our thigh. Front arm palm comes up toward the sky as you reverse your warrior. Gazing past the elbow, shoulders are soft. Inhale back into your Virabhadrasana 2. Now straighten that front leg. Bring your hands to your hips as you step your back foot to meet your front. Palms are by your sides. Resting in your Tadasana, just observing how this feels in your body. Heels pressing into the earth. We're going to bend into those knees, coming back into our Utkatasana or chair pose. So you can bring your arms parallel or to the earth, or bring them by your ears. Sink your hips a little bit lower as you bring your navel to your spine. Stay with the breath. The shoulders stay soft. Feel the muscles wrap around that bone in the thighs. Exhale, release the hands, release the legs as you find your mountain pose. We'll step the left foot back, parallel to the back of the mat. For Virabhadrasana 2 on the left side. Again, check your front heel and your back arch, ensuring they're lined up. Place those hands on your hips, gazing toward the front of your mat. Inhale, bending the front knee towards the toes. Exhale, straighten. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, we'll inhale, keep the knee over the ankle. Sweep your arms out into a T. You can feel the shoulder blades come a little bit closer to your spine. Back palm coming down to your thigh, front palm facing up toward the sky. Reverse your warrior. Soften those shoulders. Inhale back into your Virabhadrasana 2. Step your back foot to meet your front. Find your Tadasana or mountain pose. We're going to move back into Virabhadrasana 2, stepping the right foot back. Sweep the arms out into a T. Feel your pinky toe and the right foot ground into the mat. We're going to move dynamically through our reverse and Virabhadrasana 2. So inhale. On the exhale, bring the back palm down to the thigh. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale. Beautiful. Now stay with your breath as you move with your natural rhythms of your body. Do 3 more rounds here. We meet in our Virabhadrasana 2. Being in this stillness as we gaze at our front fingertips. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Lower those hands to your hips as you step that back foot to meet your front. Palms are by your sides. Feel the heel softening into the earth. Shoulders falling away from your ears. And staying connected to your breath. Step the left foot back into Virabhadrasana 2. Bending into that front knee. Sweep the arms out into a T. Inhaling. On the exhale, we'll reverse. Move at your own pace through Virabhadrasana 2, reverse warrior. Taking your time. Front knee is bent towards the toes. Let's complete 3 more rounds here. We'll meet in our Virabhadrasana 2. Taking your time to get there. Take 3 more breaths here. Nice and slow. When you feel ready, we'll step that back foot to meet your front. Find your Tadasana. Palms by your sides. Heels resting into the earth. Feel those shoulders stack over the hips, then the heels. We're going to be making our way onto our belly. So let's inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. As you bring your hands down, bend into those knees. Let the hands rest onto the floor and then walk your feet back out. You can come onto your hands and your knees, or if you would like to come into a plank, that's also an option. And then you can chaturanga, so bending those knees, bending those elbows close to your sides. As you bring your chest all the way down, let your forehead rest, so the top of your feet rest. Your hands are right by your armpits, so you're feeling like your thumbs are pointing into your armpits.
And then we're going to bring those big toes together as we're zipping up from the toes all the way to our lower spine. We're going to inhale to baby cobra so the chest comes up. Exhale, let the forehead come back toward the mat. Elbows close to your sides. And just moving at your own pace. Inhale the chest up. Exhale, folding forward. Next time your chest comes up, you can stay here. Feel those elbows hugging your ribs. If you would like to let the hands just float over the mat, it's always an option. Feeling the strength in the lower back. If this is too much, you can always just lower your head. Stay with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, release into crocodile. So both hands stack on top of each other. Let your feet become wide as your forehead rests onto your hands. Keep that natural rhythm of your breath. Letting those shoulders soften, hips. And then bring those arms straight out in front of you and let your forehead stay on the mat or come up slightly. We're going to inhale the right hand up, the left leg up, just a little bit off the floor as you exhale them down. We're going to do the opposite. Inhale the left hand, right leg. Exhale them down. And then moving at your own pace. Switching from one side to the other. Knowing that this is too much for your lower back, you can always just come back into crocodile. 2 more rounds. When you've finished those 2 rounds, we'll come back into our crocodile, hands resting on top of each other, forehead resting on the hands.
Staying connected to your breath. Your next inhalation, we're going to roll onto our back. Want to grab one of your blocks to be near you. We're going to use that for our bridge today. So let the heels come as close to your bottom. The hands rest by your sides. You'll feel your knees over the ankles. And then let the shoulders soften. You can be gazing up toward the ceiling or let the eyes rest. And taking that block and placing it in between your thighs for engagement. So we're engaging in those thigh muscles. And so when you lift the hips up toward the sky on the inhalation, you're feeling the strength in the thighs, not using the gluteus butt muscles. Exhale, slowly lower the hips down. And then moving with your breath, inhaling, hips rise. Exhale, hips soften. Nice. Same time, we're pressing gently in through the heels. Next time the hips rise, we're going to stay the hips up for a few breaths, feeling that chin come a little bit closer to your chest, not letting the neck move around. Stay with your breath. As you feel ready, release the hips down toward the mat. And gently take that block out, place it to the side, but still keep the feet on the floor. And let your palms face up, just to observe those sensations. And bring those knees into your chest. And just rock your knees back and forth, massaging that lower back. If you want to make circles with your knees, that could feel nice. All in the opposite direction.
And then when you feel ready, we'll come back to center. And our hands come around our shins or the back of our thighs, giving yourself a nice big hug. Squeeze. Then we're going to let the knees fall toward the right, placing your hands out into a T for a twist. If you'd like, you can extend that top left leg. You'll feel a lot more sensation. But again, just let the knees stack on top of each other. You still are going to feel a lot. You'll notice if you feel some crunching in that right shoulder, you can lift the shoulder up and let the shoulder blades spread wide. Stay connected to your breath. Inhale the knees back to center. Use the core. As you exhale, let the knees drop to the other side. Again, lifting that left shoulder up so you can spread the shoulder blades wide. And extend the top leg if you would like. Keeping your connection to your breath. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And grab your shins or your back of your thighs and rock back and forth. Other option to take a happy baby. So grab your ankles or your big toes with your peace fingers. Let the knees come out to the side. Just rock back and forth. And as you feel ready, you can slowly lower the legs down. Coming into our Shavasana. So if you want to place a blanket underneath your head or a bolster underneath your knees, it's always an option. You can place a blanket over your body. No, it's okay. I'm happy to help. Is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
How's that?
Yeah, thank you.
Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Letting the breath just be natural. As we let the body rest in the Shavasana, we'll allow the attention to come to the crown of the head. Moving its way down, softening into our third eye, the part between our brow. And our throat, and shoulders and arms melting. Navel, hips, and thighs. Calves, heels and toes. So you can feel the whole body just softening. That natural breath. Gently begin wiggling the fingers and toes. We make our way back into the body. When you feel ready, roll to your right side. Maybe let the knees bend or your ear rest on the arm. Really into that embryo pose. Bringing that intention back into your awareness. Just observe. It still serves you. And if it does not, just let it go. So you feel ready, using the strength of the hands to gently push our way up to a comfortable seat, eyes being closed or just gentle. Find a bolster or blanket underneath your bottom. As you let your hands rest on your thighs face down or face up. Want some receiving, let the palms face up. If you want some grounding, palms face down. As you feel your spine elongate, take that breath in through the nose. And then slowly out the nose. You can bring your 4 count in. Just watching the breath travel down the spine on the inhalation. Up the spine on the exhalation. And just being awareness in this moment. So for the next 60 seconds, we'll just sit and be in this awareness. Knowing as a thought comes in, we just stay with the breath. One more long, full breath in. And slowly out. And as we end this practice, we'll bring the hands together at heart center. Knowing as we pay attention to the natural rhythms of our body, we can come more connected within. So today, this week, pay attention when we move and breathe, how that feels in your body. We'll end this practice with Shanti. Shanti.
Shanti.
Thank you. Anyone has any questions, let me know. Yeah.
When you do down dog,